Fellow congregation members of the church, all people sit here as an evil, rotten, decrepit, low-down, despicable, foul-mouthed monster. I realize that monsters like this do not have a place in heaven. And I also realize that hell simply will not have them because they don't want a motherfucker like this trying to take over. Pardon my language. Let it must be said.
Mr. Hector Hernandez on the guitar, ladies and gentlemen. It's another beautiful day to be a Raider. Always draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them. What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Deep behind the enemy line, this is Raider Reaction. And it's Goes to the Post Monday. As every Monday on Raider Reaction, we drop back deep in the pocket, let it fly league-wide, touching on all the hot league topics. And again, as we'll be doing every Monday, we got Big L in the house once again.
Raider Nation. Yeah, we here. We got through 1 week.
And we're back again. We survived
what he said.
7 calendar days of life.
Yeah. Absorbed.
The pursuit of happiness. The whatever the hell you did in the last 7 days.
That's true. We absorbed just a little bit of hate, but you know what?
It's alright.
The fan club starts over there.
Yes. Line forms to the right. Line forms to the right. Mr. Johnny Cross. Jonathan, the rest of you, thank you for joining us on a Raider Reaction. Goes to the Post Monday. New and old, our band of pirates. We always appreciate any second you spend with us here on Raider Reaction. So, let's get right to it, Big L. Let's cut through the bullshit. Because it's the #1 topic of the day. Everybody's losing their goddamn mind because, we had Raiders out, off-season workouts started out today. Ooh, Raiders on a football field. And one was missing, so everybody loses their goddamn mind.
The best player on the field.
Well, he's the best player on the field. Possibly, I could make an argument for one of the best players in the league.
you'd probably win that argument.
To me, he's as important on this team as Derek Carr.
Yeah. See, the people that know they need to be there today are the people that are fighting to maybe make the team as a backup.
Yeah, it's not like Khalil Mack knows he has to be there.
None of the starters do.
No. He doesn't need to be there to get in shape. This man lives and breathes football, and he's in shape 365 days a year. So worrying about it, it's a non-issue to me. He's got his 5th-year option. The man's getting what, $13.846 million this year. He's already getting paid this year.
Who won the Super Bowl?
Well, it wasn't us.
Right, but Philly.
Yes,
Philly. I promise you, the only veterans that showed up today was the ones that know they asses got to show out to make the team.
Yeah, exactly. It's guys that are seeing them sign this freaking laundry list of new guys coming in. Everybody's worried about their job. There's a new boss in the house. You know what happens when the new boss comes in, man, or your new manager, your new supervisor. All of a sudden, everybody's on their back. Oh, shit, fuck, I'll be there first day. Shit, I'm going to be there early, waiting for them to unlock the door.
If they wasn't there, put it like this. When the new coach got hired, if your name wasn't floating down the ticker because he got hired, your ass was in camp today.
But, the thing is, Khalil Mack is not... He's not going anywhere. They took the 5th-year option out on Max, so he's guaranteed the $13.846 million for this year. Jesus, even if it got to shitstorm time, they'd franchise tag his ass 100%.
And that's next year.
That's next year, and then they could even do it the following year. So the fact Mac's going to get out of here, now, you don't ever want it to get to that point because then you're pissing the man off. And you're ruining a long-term relationship because we want Mac to be a Raider forever. So you don't want to make that move and go down that road, the Kirk Cousins road, because look where he's at now. They done pissed him off, so he had to leave because they kept franchise tagging his ass. Wouldn't give him the contract he wanted.
Exactly.
We don't need
and
that.
See, we're basically explaining this to all of you people that think we should have franchise tagged our punter.
Oh, for the love of...
Oh.
God. You can't talk about Marquette King. We put him to rest last week.
I didn't say his name. He did.
Fuck that donkey. Fuck that donkey. They should be... Punters should be seen and not heard.
I just want y'all to know I didn't say his name.
No.
Dude, you said his name. I didn't.
No, well...
And you know he's going to be 86 hot this week? I mean, come on. We may as well go it. You done already mentioned his name.
Well, yeah.
So y'all know we usually do the NFL talk later. But now that you know your boy is out, we have to talk about it now.
All right.
Who's back in the league?
Who?
RG3.
Oh, RG3.
I'm waiting longer.
RG3 is...
I'm just saying. I mean...
I
can't... well, Manziel's trying to come back, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Manziel's, I'm ready. He can't even play. He's basically playing against...
Did you see Manziel's highlights?
He's playing against glorified fucking guys that just graduated from high school. And he looked like ass out there. He's throwing like less than 50%, and even what he threw wasn't good.
Dude.
It's just, thank God that the guys playing defense were kids that were on junior varsity.
I've seen people stumble out the bar at 3:45 with more coordination than some of them fuckers blocking.
Oh my God. So, yeah, but I guess, and I hate to even mention it, and oh my God, stab me in the eye for even saying his name. But you see guys like RG3 getting signed, Brandon Whedon. You see these guys getting signed, and these guys guys legitimately suck, and they have. They've always sucked. They've never done anything but suck.
And then I heard somebody make this
Kaepernick
point.
can't get a job still, or even a phone call.
But
I mean,
you know what's funny? Is they say, like, about Manziel. Well, what if he goes to Canada and proves himself? They act like motherfuckers in Canada don't know how to play football.
Hey, man, the CFL's an actual league, man. Those guys can play football up there. They don't just suck. They're not just like a bunch of rejects. Like, we'll send them up there.
Because Warren Moon went up there and won 5 Grey Cups 30 years ago.
Warren Moon was the greatest Canadian quarterback ever.
I mean, there's a big-ass gap.
Was it the Rocket? The Rocket was something big up there for a minute, too, wasn't he? If I remember correct.
He went up there and got that $20 million and brought his ass back down here and sat down.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But then his brother was taller than him, so he had a chance.
Yeah, but to all the people freaking out about Khalil Mack not being at the first off-season workout today,
pump your brakes.
Chill the fuck out. It's not that big of a deal. He's getting paid. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to hold out. I don't see him as that type of guy. And I see them dealing with the Mack contract like they dealt with Carr last year. You go through the draft. You see what you get in the draft. You handle all your business. You sign everybody. Now you see what your bottom line is, what you got left. You go handle your business with the last few key pieces you got left. Mac being the number one, and then you work into the rest of the guys after that.
And then you sit your ass down and have one of these.
Yes. And you go into preseason, you go into training camp, locked and loaded, ready to go. Everybody's under contract. Now, last year, Donald Penn decided to shit on all that, all the good mojo going into training camp. So hopefully we don't have a situation like that this year. And we can just, because, man, all off-season, all I talked about was how good the mojo was, and we were doing everything right. We were get to one hurdle, you clear it, you go to the next hurdle, you clear it. Went through the whole off-season, no problems, get right to training camp, and first fucking day Donald Penn drops a fucking bomb, and then shit just never got right after that.
That was kind of a jinx move.
It really was, man.
It started the whole season out like on who's gonna have a fit next kind of mode. Because everybody was mad at him, so all you heard was negative shit, and the shitstorm just went the whole season.
Raymond brings up a point. He asks, can we hold out on Mac until we move to Las Vegas with no state tax? Well, what they can do is, I mean, they're going to need to sign it this year, and so they're not technically going to probably be in Vegas. I don't see them there next year. Even if they're not playing in Oakland, I think it's going to be somewhere in California. I don't think it's going to be in Nevada. So when they go, the earliest that they're going to be there is, 2020. But what they can do is backload his contract.
That's what I was about to say.
He gets paid the bulk of his money towards the end of the contract when he is there. And then, yes, it becomes a huge bargaining chip. Like here, when the Lightning signed Stamkos, that was a huge bargaining chip for them because, there's no state tax in the Sunshine State. And he was able to keep a lot more of his money because, there was no taxes, which means they could actually offer him less money, which puts more money in his pocket, which is a bargaining chip for the team, and it's just a win-win for everybody. So it's kind of, yes, that's a great point. And they will absolutely do that. I think that's what they did with the Carr contract, if I believe. I believe a lot of it's back-end
it's
loaded.
back-loaded because if everything stays on schedule, he tends to save, if they move with the length of his contract, like 16 or 17 million over the duration of his contract by them moving.
Yeah.
And then it's like, they wanted to stay in California.
Man, it's a big hit. It's a big hit on taxes when you're talking that type of coin. It's a big hit on taxes. So it's definitely a bargaining point when in contract negotiations. So absolutely, I'm sure that'll be something that plays into his contract. But I'm not concerned about Mac. We start getting to training camp. I'll turn the temperature up a little bit. We start getting to training camp, and we have it. It's not a contract, but I'm still not going to freak out. I don't think Mac, there's going to be any of that holdout shit. I don't think so, but I don't think, man, we don't want to get to next offseason and still not have Mac dealt with.
Nah, then they're being cheap.
Yeah, then they know, because I haven't heard really where they're at. Contract-wise, I've heard they're not terribly close, but I don't know how much that
I saw
is.
somewhere,
Are we talking millions? Are we talking tens?
I mean, I saw somewhere where they said where Max Kemp said they weren't even close.
Weren't even close.
So that could be posturing that now that the official season started.
Yeah.
You know, that's a bargaining chip or a posturing chip to try to get people all pissed off.
It's interesting. Well, moving on from Khalil Mack, our final words on Khalil Mack. Just chill out. It's way too early to get. It's pre-draft, people. Pre-draft. This is all this. The next several months is all business shit. This is when all that happens. You line up all the ducks, get them in a row, and that's all that happens. He's the number one duck. He'll get taken care of. I'm not worried about Khalil
Mack. A quarter of the team's not even on the team yet.
No, we don't. Yeah, we don't even know. You know, there's guys that are getting drafted this year that are going to be key parts of the 2018 season, and we don't even know their names yet.
Good point, Michael. Cars is backloaded so they could sign Mack and Cooper.
Exactly.
And Amari's going to need to prove that he's worth signing this year.
Hey man, call me the forever optimist, but and I am, but I don't give a shit. I think Cooper's going to have a big year. I think Coop's going to have a big year this year.
See, that's why we friends, man.
I don't give a shit.
It's like, fuck it.
I think he's going to have a big year this year. He's got a lot to prove, man. I honestly think the drops it's not a physical thing, it's a mental thing. And I think if he can just work through that, and I think that if they just go out there and they lean on him like he is the number one and feed his ass, I think he'll get through it, man. And the guy runs routes like a beast. It's just his hands.
Yeah, but if your hands ain't working, that got something to do
with your
heart.
Man.
That's your heart. That's a heart thing.
I know.
And
we'll see. I've got high hopes for Coop this year.
That's why defense was more fun. You just got to hit people.
I got high hopes for Coop this year. I do. So we'll see. Now there were a couple signings over the extended weekend. We had cornerback Sinquez Golson signed and Armonte Bryant, defensive end. Golson had a little Tampa Bay Bucks action, mostly practice squad action. So he's
because he was hurt a lot.
He's a project question mark type guy, one of those guys you bring in, and if he balls out in camp, you're surprised. If not, you're like, thanks for stopping by.
Lines, I respectfully disagree with you. I think your hands got a lot to do with your heart, because if your hands move faster than they need to because you're worried about getting hit, it's not a hands issue. That's a heart issue. Because your heart is what moves your hands to help you avoid getting hit. If you're weak in the heart, your hands move quicker. Just my perspective.
That's a fair perspective. So, Golson, I've heard a lot about him, obviously, because of where I live currently. But he was a guy they thought could be something, never was anything. And we'll see. He's just one of them guys you bring into camp and you hope you hit on him. If you don't, fuck it, you send him packing.
Like that spark pops back. You know? If he shows, fine. If not,
see you later.
We paid him for 6 weeks.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Here's your parting gift, which is
all
nothing.
that crap that they report in the papers.
You can keep that T-shirt.
They don't have the fine print that says if he is on the team by this date, this part of the contract kicks in. The media only reports this part of the contract kicks in.
Yep.
They don't put the big ass if in front of it.
No. And then defensive end Armonte Bryant was originally drafted by the Browns, 7th round, 217th overall.
Come on, man.
Yeah, in the 2013 draft, he's appeared in 36 games with 4 starts for the Browns and the Lions. 44 tackles, 11.5 sacks, which is actually not a terrible number for that amount of games played. 11.5 sacks. That's not terrible.
Yeah, I was about to
3
say.
forced fumbles and a fumble recovery. So when he gets in there, which hasn't been a lot. He has,
but that's very impressive.
He has actually done something. Now, he did not appear in a single game in 2017, but he did play 5 games for the Lions in 2016, where he recorded 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble.
In 5 games?
Yes. And in 2015, he set career highs with 14 games played and 5.5 sacks for the Browns. So
that's not a bad
season. Sounds like he has a little more upside. I don't know enough about him to know if he's had injury issues or what the deal is why he hasn't gotten on the field. But if you're looking at his stat line, when he's on the field, he's producing. But why he's not getting on the field, I'm not 100%
he's played
sure.
with a couple of really shit defenses.
Yeah.
And if he can't, if he can't crack the starting lineup for the Browns defense and the Lions defense?
There's a fair question, Jonathan. We'll field that one. We'll field that one, my man, and run with that bitch. That's a lob ball. What do we think about Joe Buck and Troy Aikman calling Thursday Night Football on Fox? I think it sounds like a fucking shit sandwich. Is what I think of that. It sounds like a warm, sloppy shit sandwich, and it's not. Listen, man, Thursday Night Football is a bad enough product as it is. Why don't we put the worst fucking pair up there to call the son of a bitch too? It should be the opposite. You should put your A team up there because it's your shittiest night. So at least you got a good call going on. I mean, come on, man.
I'd rather watch Brokeback Mountain, the musical.
The musical. No. Like SpongeBob the musical. I seen this fucking goddamn abortion of a commercial not that long ago. And I was like, what kind of back alley abortion is this shit? This on fucking Broadway? SpongeBob the musical? Are you fucking kidding me? What does the world come to?
That sounds like a line out of Bad Santa 2, dude.
This is a real thing. It's on Broadway.
SpongeBob?
SpongeBob the musical.
The fuck?
I know. I've never seen such a name. Hey, that's what this country's come to. That's fine art now.
You know how bad I would have to fuck up a wifey to have to go watch some shit like that? I still haven't seen Titanic.
Well, I've seen Titanic. Well, I haven't seen Brokeback Mountain, but apparently you've got me beat there.
No, I would go watch that shit instead. If I had, look,
I can't.
Troy Aikman and Muscle Bob or whatever.
Joe Buck. Yeah. Joe Buck standing on like a 2-step ladder to be able to stand next to fucking Troy Aikman.
And
they got him on like one of the booster seats, like they got at Golden Corral, so that you can sit in the fucking booth next to your auntie.
Okay, me being a little chunky aside, don't that motherfucker's hair look like cotton candy?
They're terrible, man. I don't mind Joe Buck as much in baseball. He doesn't seem to bother me in baseball. I don't know why. But football,
I know why he doesn't bother me in baseball. I don't watch that shit.
Yeah. Well, I haven't watched much of it because the Rays suck. Although the Lightning, they're number 1 seed in the Atlantic. Thank you. Yeah, got playoff hockey going on. I'm excited about some playoff hockey. It's a nice filler for football because at least it's people hitting people and there's blood and it's physical.
Well, in the English Premier League.
What? I haven't coached soccer, but I don't watch soccer.
Hey, dude, we are so far off topic right now.
I don't give a shit. Fuck it.
Oh, see,
all right,
he said
because this goes to the post. It's deep in the pocket and letting it fly league wide. So let's jump into some league stuff right quick. We'll touch on some league news. We'll jump back into silver and black. Andrew Luck, 2 years in, still limp dick.
He can't squeeze. What do he call it? A duke. But, I mean,
yeah.
That's a real football, but he can't even squeeze like a Nerf yet.
No, he's so... For the guy that was, suck for luck and everybody wanted, he was supposed to be the next quarterback savior, the next John Elway, they were saying, that horse-faced fuck. He's kind of on the verge of not kind of being washed there, man.
Michael. Fuck Buck.
Fuck Buck.
That's a question in certain Asian countries.
Yes, possibly. Possibly. So,
At least it was in Vietnam movies.
Yes. So, Andrew Luck, I think he's on the verge of... What the hell is that? Oh, that's what...
What did you
Oh, God. I'm hearing myself. Got my... The volume's on. Okay.
Oh.
It's like, what the hell? I'm hearing things, man. I'm hearing voices.
Pardon these technical difficulties.
Okay. Voices. So,
meanwhile,
league
news
inside my head. So Andrew Luck still limp dick. They don't know what he's gonna be for this season. He's flaccid completely. So you've got him
about here.
And then you've got this other guy, dude. In your, what the fuck were you thinking news? You've got wide receiver Trevor Davis of the Packers. Who, listen, man, when you're standing in line at TSA, you don't turn to your woman and say, "Did you pack the explosives?" It's not a good idea. Not a great idea. And
when you do dumb shit,
yeah, stupid things.
Dumb shit happens.
You get dumb prizes. He was taken into custody by LAX police. Had to post $15,000 bond. And what the hell, man? These guys trying to take guns and shit through the airport, and
Oh, I forgot.
I forgot I had this 9mm with a full clip, in my bag with my underwear. I forgot. Well, he got paid and they never put anybody around him either, Michael. That's the thing.
I mean, that's the messed up part. They gave him all that money.
And no toys.
And then didn't want to spend no money to take care of their toy.
Yeah. I agree. They never gave him any tools, man. They gave him the money, which said they were going to back him, but they never gave him the tools. They never gave him the line. Would they go out and get him? Hey, we'll go get your busted ass Frank Gore. They tried to get him, what the fuck?
Well, Gore was used to not having lines. That's why he was actually...
Well, they were the ones that originally drafted Richardson, right? The fucking bounce around that was just like, it's like, I don't know. He kind of like turned out to be that chick at the party, Here's the guy, man.
Exposed Alabama for being the bullies they were, playing that bullshit schedule, and then... He's the one that came out and didn't work.
No, that guy, man. He even got a silver and black jersey to add to his collection along the way. But
damn, he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He didn't do nothing. But you can hang his right next to Maurice Jones-Drew. They played about as much.
Yeah, but at least Mojo, like...
Well, I mean, he was there.
He tried.
He just...
I mean... Richardson's ass came and just like fell over people.
Yeah, God. Well, since you brought him up, Michael, we'll touch on him right quick. You got Aldon Smith. He broke his violation of his protective order again. He was locked up. Now he's being held on $500,000 bond. And Jesus H. Christ, man.
Well, y'all stop.
Listen, man. At this point, fuck football, bro. Just pop your head. Clean out your ass, please. Because you're not even going to have a life at this point. Fuck football, man. Forget football. Because football ain't going to happen for you. It's done. Just, Mike, you're not even going to have a life, dude. Seriously. Go get yourself some help. Go. You need to check into one of like them 6 months fucking long, like, vacation on the beach where they got you, like, playing ukuleles in the sand and shit and, talking to your higher power. That's where you need to go, bro. You need to really get some kind of help because this dude, I mean, you look at the timeline of this guy. I've made many, many jokes at the expense of Aldon Smith. And I'm even getting tired of making jokes. And if I'm getting tired of making jokes... then it's really hit rock bottom for you. Because I don't get tired of making jokes about anybody. And I didn't even want to make jokes about this last one. It's just pathetic and sad at this point. I mean, the dude's a human. He needs some help.
Will y'all quit calling him a Raider, please?
He's not a fucking Raider. I agree. He's a Niner. He was barely a Raider. That's why everybody that was like, oh, man, we need him. Well, he was never on the team. He was barely a Raider. What did he play in, like 8 games, something like that? If that? I don't remember. It wasn't very many. It wasn't many. So, God, it's unfortunate that he's in the headlines again, but...
Thank you for taking care of our light work lines.
Yes. Oh, my God. He's a punter. Thank you. Nobody gives 2 shits about a punter. He freed up money, and man, listen, 2 years ago when he was hugging on fucking Talib, that was enough to tell you where his loyalty was right there. And then he comes out, he gets stupid ass penalties, he calls fake punts.
As I stated,
bye-bye. You're a fucking punter, you freed up money, go be a donkey.
Can't trust your punter to go on the field without going rogue. Kick rocks.
Yes, goodbye. Bye-bye. Now, talking about holdouts, talking about trades, all the other bullshit, sticking with the league news, Odell Beckham was actually on time, ready to go at the offseason. The start of the Giants.
I mean, people want to make a way bigger deal out of the whole little footage thing in, what was that, France or whatever?
Yeah, I don't give
What do you expect him to do?
I don't give 2 shits about that, man. Oh, I'm sorry. You're telling me a young, rich, millionaire athlete in their free time is out blowing banging hot chicks. You're kidding me. I'm shocked. Really? They're partying, smoking a little weed, doing some blowing banging hot chicks.
And then
I would fucking expect them to do that. If they weren't doing that in the off season, come on.
You have a drug policy, but it's so fucked up
It's
that you have evidence of him doing dumb shit.
As long as
and
these
then he
guys
passes
are
your piss test.
As long as these guys are clean and not using anything performance enhancing during the season, that's all I really care. As long as somebody's not in the locker room and fucking banging up before they're going out, and I want it to be clean, but I mean, come on, man.
Janikowski's trying out for the Hawks? I thought he just stayed home.
No, I don't think he wants to stay home yet. He doesn't want to stay home yet. I never really heard why, because he went to San Diego, but I never really heard what the final word was. Obviously, he left.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear what the final word was.
They went with another kicker.
Well, yeah, but I mean, obviously. Fucking Captain Obvious. No shit. But no, I mean, did they not like Jano? Did he suck? Was there something about him?
They didn't get that detailed into it. I think they just wanted to put another screw in his ass.
Yeah, maybe. They made it be like, oh, let's bring Janikowski in. You fucking asshole. We're just gonna bring you and just have you drive down here just to waste your fucking time, make you drive through traffic.
Yeah,
it's a possibility. You never know.
The fucking
surely
an evil bitch.
Yeah. You never know. So, but besides all the bullshit, which tells you, man, you can't believe all this clickbait garbage.
I agree,
all that
Dakota.
Weeks and weeks of garbage talk about
dominoes,
about fucking Odell, and he's there the first day. Now, another big name wide receiver that you're hearing a lot of rumor about, and the possibility of them parting ways with him because they've signed the new wide receiver, brought the new wide receiver in from the Jags. You've got the Cowboys, Dez Bryant. What do you think about the Dez Bryant situation there, Big L?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. See, that's the downside of talking all that shit when you're young. Because in football, when you get old really, really fast.
Especially the speed position.
And Dez didn't even really... He's never really hurt his legs. I think he's had one injury where he missed 2 or 3 weeks. And that was it. So, it's just humbling. I think it's crazy because, yeah, he'll get picked up again, but...
Well, of course he will.
Yeah.
Somebody will try to retread him, but I don't think he's as elite as they want him to be.
I don't think he was ever as good as they tried to exalt him to, because when they were trying to make Des Bryant the next Michael Irvin.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
No. Yeah. No.
And
you have to do more
to bridge that
than
gap.
Michael Irvin.
You know, and to bridge that gap, Jerry Jones brought in Terrell Owens.
Mm-hmm.
And dealt with that diva shit for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
While Dez was there. And even in his broken down state when he became a Cowboy, he was still the best receiver on the team. And he was not even half of who he was.
No, I've always thought Dez was highly overrated.
And I think that was the problem. He was the best half-ass receiver on a bad team. So it made him look that much better. Because he always had shitty quarterbacks. He always had...
Oh, come on, he had Romo.
Worse.
Future Hall of Famer Tony Romo.
He's in the Chris Collinsworth School of Ball Washing now.
Yeah, he's...
Still learning how to get those little from under nut hairs. And pluck them out so he can get a good polish from...
I don't think he's terrible in the booth. I didn't think he was terrible. I mean, I'm not...
it's his first year.
I didn't think he was terrible, though.
Let's just pray he never...
He was tolerable. If you can make me not pay attention to you, and you're just kind of in the background of the game, like, as you should, and I don't really notice you, then you're okay to me. If you annoy me... Then you should just be secondary. I shouldn't even focus in on you.
Yeah, because
you should just give me tertiary little notes and juicy little tidbits as the game goes on, and not be a fucking distraction from the game. Then you're okay. And so far, he's been that for me.
Yeah, because it's funny, like Collinsworth.
Yeah, like I can't watch a game with fucking Collinsworth. Honestly, couldn't watch a game with Gruden. Gruden annoyed the fuck out of me in the booth too, quite frankly.
Well, there's a guy.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't like watching Monday Night Football with Gruden calling it either. He annoyed the fuck out of me too.
Look, most of the people probably don't remember my favorite Monday night guy of all time.
Dennis Miller?
No. Fuck no. Come on, man. My favorite Monday night duo was Howard Cosell and Dandy Don Meredith.
Oh yeah, that's an awesome one.
Man, because Dandy would be sitting up there just a redneck country boy, and Howard was the lawyer.
Oh, I've got one. We've done it a couple times. I've got a classic game that I do that has the full halftime show with all those guys in it. It's an awesome game.
Oh,
I've already done it twice. I'll have to do it again someday.
That would be so cool.
It's from 1972. It's a Monday Night Football game. It has all of the commercials, has the full halftime show with Howard Cosell showing all of the highlights, and then it cuts in the middle of the halftime show to the astronauts alive on the moon. It's like a super historic game. It was the Raiders against the Jets on Monday Night Football.
Patch.
And with Daryl LaMonica against Namath. We were counting when we were watching. I can't even remember how many Hall of Famers were on the field. It was insane. It was when Riggins was on the Jets and Casper was still on the Jets. It was crazy. It was back, I think Tatum was on there and he wasn't even wearing 32 yet. It was
27?
I can't remember. I think it was 31 maybe even. I don't remember what it was, but it was an awesome game. Very, very cool game. But we'll have to do it again sometime, but it's going to have to be a while. Because I've already done it twice in the last year. So, but it's one that gets requested because it's one of them cool, very cool nostalgic games. And I have the whole thing. You know, all the commercials and the whole ball of wax. So it is a pretty cool game.
I might be able to conjure up a outfit from that time period.
You think?
God, no. I don't think there's enough.
I would like some. I want to find. I'm on the hunt for full footage '60s games. I want in the '60s, like
Lions branch coming off the bench.
Yes, like actually, the coolest part of that game was that the 2-minute, which I thought anyway, was the coolest part of that particular game was that right at the 2-minute warning at the end of the first half, you had got all these guys get in a huddle to talk, and you had John Madden, George Blanda, Daryl LaMonica, and Kenny Stabler all all in a huddle talking about the game plan for the 2-minute warning, and they were zoomed in with the camera and they were right there on him, and just that little shot was so fucking cool. It's like, that's my favorite part of that particular game.
And the craziest part is Stabler's like the fucking third string
Yeah,
quarterback.
Stabler's the third, and he's just back there like the young kid, just waiting, just learning off these guys, because it was totally LaMonica's team at the time.
Oh, so now the question, I saw that a few minutes ago. What am I drinking? I'm drinking what he's drinking.
The world may never know.
Oh.
It's like how many licks does it take to get to the middle of the Tootsie Pop? The world may never know. All right, moving on. Next. AFC West. Obviously, there's a big shift in power. You've got the formerly San Diego Chokers, now Los Angeles Chokers, and they're still holding on. Still grasping hard to Philip Rivers' nuts, hoping he cannot get something done. You've got the Donkeys with Case Keenum, who a flash in the pan, half a year at Minnesota. Now they think he's the next fucking John Elway, so they went and paid out the ass for him. And then you've got the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, who all they said the year before was he's a gunslinger. He's like a Brett Favre. He's just got crappy footwork. Well, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we've got going on. And then you've got the Raiders with the total reboot, and what we've got going on. So there's your AFC West. So we know what we think. Oh, who do you think is going to be the biggest rival and challenge atop the AFC West that the Raiders are going to contend with this season, Big L?
Look, you just went down a laundry list of shit.
Well, yes.
I mean, everybody wants to talk shit. Or, Gruden, he's going to fuck this up, and, he's going to make it way, way worse. Everybody talks about his losing record, or how close it is to being a losing record, or even if it is a losing record. Because he's taken over horse shit. Or he went down to Tampa, and he took over Dungy's championship team.
Yeah, he just...
And in the era of free agency, motherfuckers left. Owners this, without guaranteed contracts, you can't guarantee to keep a team together. This ain't baseball.
No, and the ownership, you guys don't understand. The ownership in Tampa they don't spend a lot of money here, man. They don't. They don't spend a lot of money. The Glazers are not a big money spending type of team, and they kind of handcuff Gruden a little bit.
Yeah. And so the point I was getting to, he's taking over a middle-aged team with a more than a handful of good players. So, as far as the makeup of the teams in this division, I feel, are in the best position because Kansas City won the division last year. They're going to have basically a rookie quarterback. He'll be in his second year, but he's going to have to relearn an offense. He has barely seen full speed defenses. And if he did, they were against shitty teams like the Giant, well, take your pick, Jets or Giants.
Yeah.
But he hasn't faced a full tilt team that's designed to play against him. So I'm not worried about that. He has to prove something. The Chargers are the Chargers. Enough said. Broncos.
Yeah,
Case Keenum, come on.
Yeah, I don't see the Donkeys. I don't see them as being. I think they're grasping at straws, trying to fill their spots. I think they're one of those teams that threw a bunch of money at a free agent who is highly overpriced just because it's a roll of the fucking dice.
They are praying.
Yeah, it's a fucking hope and a prayer.
They're praying not only at quarterback, that O-line. I mean, come on. Denver, their best player on offense is going to be that buck-toothed bitch that is trying to make himself feel victimized by being released. Bitch, please.
You're a punter.
And you're gonna be kicking a lot because Case.
It's a revenge signing. It's a revenge signing. Last time I checked, I've never seen a punter fucking really decide the outcome of a game. I gotta come out. I'm gonna win this game for us today. Like, listen, about the best thing you can do as a punter is not fuck it up and lose it in any way. But you're probably not gonna win it in any way. So
I agree with you, Ariel, but they are the fucking Chargers.
I think it's the Chokers. I think it's the Chokers, and I do believe I kind of agree with Ariel. They have quietly gotten better this season, but it still comes down to fucking Phillip Quivers. And when you get in the playoffs, or if you get to just like last season, they had the chance to still even a chance to make the playoffs late, and they fucking pissed down their leg.
Who the fuck is this mentioning the Patriots in our?
We're not talking about the Patriots. We're talking about the AFC West. But to me, I think it's the Chokers. I think they're the best team in the AFC West. Besides us, I think the Raiders by far are, or not by far, but are by a ways should rise and be the cream of the AFC West. But we will see. There's a lot of factors coming into play. There's a lot of factors coming into play. So there's been a lot of change on our team as well. But
and
there's been a lot of change.
Thing that nobody has said or mentioned, we're the team in the division playing with the last place schedule.
True. But
I don't care about
schedule,
that much, but it does come into play.
It does, but it means about a cup of piss to me at this point of this time. You know why? Here's what I want to say.
The Los Angeles Sparklers.
The Sparklers. I have a hard time evaluating strength of schedule until I see the schedule and how it's placed week to week. I need to see where you play somebody after a bye week, before a bye week. If you're playing them after you're coming off of a couple games on the road. If you're flying across to you like that.
That looks like they're...
I watched Dan Reno's watching. Sorry. Funny screensavers are rolling by. But that I need to, in order to be able to... What's up, Bozilla? In order to be able to... I kind of caught him off guard. Now, in order to be able to fully evaluate a season and the strength of a schedule, I got to be able to see the schedule. You know? Am I playing them the first week of the season? You play them last week of the season. You play them after a bye, before a bye, off a road. You know, you playing them after you fucking on the East Coast, flying all the way back. You got to tell me. So how can you evaluate that? I just think that's a clickbait shit trying to evaluate that. That's too early to evaluate.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing for me is you can't. I said that about the schedule, but the reality of it is damn the schedule. Do what you got to do, and don't worry about all that shit. If you handle your business from week to week, we're gonna be all right.
Oh, I think we'll be all right. I think because man, when you change that, which is why I think the Raiders and the Chargers are going to be the two top teams in the AFC West. Because when you change a quarterback, man, that just doesn't always click. No. More often than not, it doesn't click. And you know that the Donkeys don't have any other quarterbacks in house that are worth a shit because we already seen what they've got in house,
and it's not garbage. They don't have the offensive line that they once had either.
No, they do not. And then with the Chiefs, you got Mahomes. A complete, you don't know what the fuck you're going to get with that kid. And the Chiefs have never been an offensive juggernaut. I mean, they went damn near a whole season without the wide receiver even catching a touchdown. And then, you know, I think Alex Smith was, them getting rid of Alex Smith was a godsend for us. Because, Jesus, what here's the best thing they had going for them. It's their coaching staff and everybody else handcuffed him. He wasn't the fucking problem. He didn't lose the game for them. Oh, my God. Them sending his ass off, I was like, hallelujah. Later.
Thank you.
See ya. Go play with the fucking Redskins and that fucking psycho organization.
Like,
good luck over there with that ownership. Jesus. That dude's a fucking case.
But I'm optimistic. You know, Khalil's gonna be fine.
You're awful mellow tonight. Have you noticed? He seems a little subdued.
Raider Nation.
He's just like, chill. You know. All right, one topic. Let's get into this one more here. First round pick coming up, Big L. We're only a couple weeks out from the first round.
And we have surprises about coverage.
Yes. We're going to... Listen, we're going to try to have several different admins and several different booster clubs and sites across the country, as many as we can get. We're even working on having Raider Reaction live at the goddamn draft. And regardless, we're going to have live coverage and reaction from Raider Nation in attendance, coast to coast in some capacity.
That's right. We got this bitch covered.
As well as the weekend before the draft on the 21st, time still to be determined. JP, the Raider Reaction college football guru, will be in studio with me for our live mock draft, where we're going to go through the entire first round, as well as all the Raider picks.
Mellow.
Who we think the Raiders are going to pick. Now, you may have seen by the picture, the graphic that I put up last week, I strongly feel we should consider Josh Jackson. Jack Tatum, 2010 Jack Tatum award winner for the best defensive back in the league. Corner out of the University of Iowa. The kid is man, I just think he's the quiet beast we could use at corner.
And see, I think with some of these free agent signings, some of them are better than warm bodies. Some of these guys are going to be competing for spots on the team, and I think, like with the last signing, the kid that was a second round pick,
yeah,
I think that they are, with the two rookies that were hurt, they're looking at them to step up and be your ones. And then these other guys, they're going to go in the draft and maybe find a trainable 2 or 3, or 3 or 4, I should say, to be like a shadow.
Yeah.
These other guys are filling out the nickel and dime safeties. And I think, with that being said, because we are so thin at safety, I mean, when you can sign Reggie Nelson and know he's going to play a lot,
yeah,
you need to go get your safety. That's why I think we're going to get the kid out of FSU.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, Raquan Smith, I've seen I pronounced that right?
Roquan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He's getting a lot. Edwards is obviously getting a lot of talk in the mock drafts. Those two are the seat. But I agree. You're looking at Obi and you're looking at Conley, and these guys are your top 2 picks from last season, and you didn't even get them last season. So you're already getting spotted as the new coach, an extra number 1 and a number 2, basically. They didn't even break the surface.
That's a possibility too, Chuck. Or J Chuck. I don't know.
It's Chuck.
Okay, Chuck. But
we've went through this many moons ago.
But the thing is, it just really depends on what they find and how they grade him out. Because if they're going to, they basically have to find that he's going to be worth the investment and determine that he's going to become a better safety than the other kid is coming straight out of school. Because if they feel that he's going to develop into a better safety, then yeah, draft him and then put in the work to convert him. Otherwise, just draft the other kid and save you, trade down. If you feel like you can still get him, trade back, pick up, like Ben said, pick up the picks. Or the pick or 2. Because, you can, if they value the dude enough, they'll give you 2 picks for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to tell. There's so many things can happen in the draft, man. And we could go in. We could sit here and do a mock draft and shit. We could be so freaking far off base.
Our boy Bob,
he said, I don't know if I believe. I mean, everybody's banged up. I mean, come on. The guy played. He wasn't banged up last season. He played the whole damn season. He balled out last season. He won the award for the top D back in the entire league. Nation or whatever the hell you call it.
I like
fucking Vita Vea. He's obviously he's 1, 2. It depends. it could be any one of these guys. Because, like, somebody who, I don't know who had mentioned it, and I've seen it a lot. You got Saquon Barkley at the top, and I've seen a lot of the mock drafts of all of the top have 4 of the quarterbacks going towards the top, which means we're gonna get our pick.
Somebody's gonna fall down to us.
Whoever we want at which position we want.
And the
really
thing is, the closer we get to the draft, the bigger that quarterback bubble is getting. Like all of a sudden, Jackson, the kid out of Louisville, he's sliding up into that desirable spot when at first it was considered he should be a wide receiver. Now his name's starting to creep into that little pocket. So now instead of 4 quarterbacks, there's 5. And they're starting to rationalize about another one. And we know that there's at least 5 teams in the NFL that seriously need quarterback help.
Yes.
So there's 5, and we already know the Bears don't need a quarterback. So we already know that's a lineman. They need an offensive line, or Trubisky's going to die. So
yeah, they went and got him a wide receiver to throw the ball to. Now they've got it. He can protect his ass. Yeah, because he's your future. He's your damn future. So it really comes down to it, man.
I think the kid, the kid with one hand out of UCF.
Yeah. Listen, man.
Late first round, second round, definitely.
No. If he's around in the 3rd, maybe I'd consider him. I think second's even too high for him. He's a 3rd or 4th guy for me.
Nah, because
he's got a lot of heart, and yeah, he's a cool story.
He'll be a special teamer first, but
a special teamer. Period. Honestly, I'm sorry, man. It's the pros. It's the pros. I know you shined, and you live on the heart, and it's a Rudy story and all, but man. No, man.
I honestly feel like
nah,
cause it wasn't like.
I said no. Well, that's it, man. You know when the glass breaks, that means it's time for us to get the fuck out of here because now they're throwing shit through the windows.
Yes, I'm
Fucking Steve-O juice. Alright, but tune back in tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we got the Raider Nation Report with yours truly. A solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black. On Wednesday, probably going to have an interview for you at the beginning of the show, and then we're going to get back into the rest of the GOAT bracket. The Raider Reaction Greatest Raider of All Time tournament. Then Thursday in studio, we're going to have Captain Jack back with me. Then Friday, during the day, we got Silver Sunshine back. The Raiderette Daytime Show on Friday. And then, of course, Friday night is Black Friday. And then sometime this week, I can't, if it's going to be Tuesday or Thursday, Ariel's going to be out on site at the Las Vegas Stadium site, giving us more live feed from what's going on at our new palace in the sand, baby, that's getting built. The palace we've been waiting for a long goddamn time. I'm sick of our team playing on fucking dirt, man. Fucking sick of it. Sick of it. But thank you for joining us. As always, new and old, our band of pirates. We appreciate any second you spend with us. A Raider Reaction. This big guy will be back with me next week.
I'll be with him next week.
Same time.
Same place.
Same Raider channel.
Send us the questions that you're scared to ask.
Because, yeah, that's a good idea. If there is anything you want us to talk about, message the page. Message button's right at the top. We made it easy. There's a fucking button for you. What more do you want? Ask. We'll answer.
You want me? Oh, you want me? Steve-O!
I'm out. Peace.
Later.
Love. Raider Nation.